In this Photoshop tutorial, we'll cover image touch-up, mainly removing freckles from images. As you can tell, this young lady here has freckles, and a lot of people are bashful about it and would like to remove them from their photographs. So we're going to reduce the freckles that appears in this image using the built-in Adobe Photoshop tools. So let's get started. You zoom into a workable level, then select the pen tool, freeform, and you want to work in an area. Basically outline an area that has a good portion of freckles. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make it now. This technique we're using, anything that needs to have sharp features such as lips and eyes, try not to include them in the outline. If there's more freckles, you can go back and do a second outline to cover the freckles you weren't able to get in the first outline. Okay, that's our pen selection. We want to right click this and tell it to make selection. It asks you, do you want to feather it? 2 pixels is fine. Click OK. Next, hide the layer that has the pen selection and click on the original layer. Now go to your filters, go to blur and Gaussian blur. You can adjust this till you find a level that you're comfortable with. Somewhere in between too blurry and too freckly. So when you find a level that you're happy with, click OK, and it will blur that area. So let's deselect. You can tell the freckles is not as prominent. Now when we zoom out of this photograph, her freckles are mainly gone. Now let's look at the original photograph. Can you see how, let's zoom in I guess for the purpose of this video. You see her freckles here? See how smooth her skin looks with the corrected one? And how her freckles looks now that when it hasn't been corrected. And like I said, you can do this all you want to work on various areas. So if you wanted to treat her nose, just go back to the freehand tool. Again, avoid anything that appears that would be a sharp outline, because we want to keep the facial features intact as much as possible, but just smooth out the freckles. Once again, for our pen tool, we'll right click, make selection, feather radius 2. We would hide the pen tool and click on the image itself layer. Go back into filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and again you can adjust this or you can leave it as the setting you just used. I'm going to leave it as my last setting. I'm going to zoom out of the picture some. Alright, so that's our corrected image. That's the original image. So this has been a very easy and simple way to make somebody's skin complexion look smoother and help reduce the freckles.